We're going to cover Pes Anserine bursitis today, and that is an area of the knee that a lot of you have probably read about, and you wonder, what the heck should I do about it? So we're going to cover 3 of the best exercises for Pes Anserine bursitis today, or at least pain in the inner part of the knee.
You know how you always make fun of me for faucet?
Yeah.
Anserine.
Pes Anserine.
I learned it as Pes Anserine.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, you know how like grammar and language changes every year?
Yeah. Or it depends on who teaches it to you.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to cover what it is first before we go into the exercise?
Sure. So Pes Anserine.
But you know, actually first, you guys should subscribe to the channel.
Okay, yes.
Subscribe to the channel. There's a little dot in the corner because we are going to cover other things on knee issues as well. And we're probably going to reference a couple things today too. And if you need help locally, we are in Huntington. Go ahead.
Perfect. All right, so the Pes Anserine is basically, like simply put, it's a spot on the knee, on the inside of the knee here. And it is where a few different muscles attach to the knee. They come from the hip and they come down and attach to the knee. So if I show you on this one, I can kind of show you that like there's a muscle here. It is called the Sartorius. It comes around the hip, comes down, and attaches, boom, into this area.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's do this here. Yeah. There
Perfect.
You go.
Anyways, so this is going to represent 3 different muscles. One starts here, comes around, and attaches to that spot that we're talking about. Another one comes from the inside here, comes down, attaches to the same spot, and then it's a different hamstring muscle in the back that comes around and attaches to that spot as well. And so when those muscles are being overstressed, overworked, or underworked, and other muscles are overworking, that can cause tension on that area, and that's when you start to feel pain in that knee area there.
Okay. Good description. I like it. All right. And so now I think we need to do the Don's famous thumbnail. Go ahead and point at your knee.
I need to just start naturally doing this so you don't have to say it.
Yeah, I know. I think you need to go like, just do it on your own right there. So this is the area we're talking about right there, okay? So the area right here is, so notice that as you kind of rub your hand up, you'll encounter a bone. Most people will have that ridge that kind of comes up, and it's the area just below the ridge. And so this is an interesting area to people because inside the joint, so if you keep rolling all the way up, you'll find a divot. The divot is the internal joint space, which is where the medial meniscus is. And then down there, the gully in the trench is going to be your Pes Anserine, what do you call it?
Pes Anserine.
Pes Anserine area. So it's interesting. I've had some experience with looking at this under ultrasound because investigating the area under ultrasound is actually it's part of a standard series. I've never once ever found evidence of it being swollen or having new vessel formation as an inflammatory condition. So it kind of leads us into what could be happening there, because if you have a negative MRI or even an X-ray in the area, there's nothing showing that there's evidence of the Pes Anserine being a problem, then what is it? And we might cover that a little later in this conversation. Okay, but let's show a couple things to do for this area, whether it be Pes Anserine or not. We're going to show you things that will work for that.
Cool.
What was the first one we were doing?
First one was like a lunging position.
Lunging. Okay, so I'll be the camera person.
Okay. I can just do it up here too.
Oh yeah, there you go. Right
cool.
on.
So there's that spot that's been bugging you here. We're gonna start there, and then we're gonna kind of follow up into this area here. And all it's gonna be is a simple grab the skin in that area, okay, and then lunge forward and backward, and then come around, circles around. And you're pinching the skin on that area the entire time, almost like you're feeling like you threw me off there. Feeling like your skin's gonna pull out of your fingers there. Once you do that a few times, circle, circle, and lunge forward and backwards, kind of move up a little bit on the inside of the knee up here, and grabbing the inside of that thigh, doing the same thing, roll it around, and continue to kind of follow that all the way up the groin here until you get into this like folded crease area and continue to do that. And that one there is very, very simple and easy to do at home and can really help reduce pain almost immediately.
Yeah, it's amazing when it happens. By the way, if that works, it's not your Pes Anserine. And then we'll talk about what it is in a little bit. Dermal traction, that was by Philip Snell and Justin Dean. Thank you. We're going to try the next one, which is a Cook hip lift. This one is going to be on your back. We'll do this on the table. And so this one it's a nice, good way to get the glutes involved in this problem, because the issue is, as Don mentioned earlier, that if we really do truly have a Pes Anserine issue, all of those muscles in question go up to the hip. And so we need to make sure the hip is nice and healthy and functioning, and usually that means we got to get the glute max involved. And so I'm going to have her take this baseball and place it under her rib cage. We'll place it on this side first just for show, and then we'll have her do the actual exercise with the other side. Okay, so without using her hands, ideally, I want her to put it up to her rib cage. What's going to happen is her belly's going to stiffen, and she's going to have to keep her hip fairly flexed, and so she's not allowed to extend her low back. And so in this, just give me a couple reps up. Without dropping the ball is the key.
That's really hard.
It is hard. So that's part of the trick. Part of the trick is being able to do it and without losing the ball. If she loses the ball, she's opened up. And so you don't have to get all the way up.
It's like slippery pants is what it is.
Right. So if she's only supposed to get up as far as she can without actually losing the ball. The goal number one is don't lose the ball. Let's switch sides just so they can see.
Really hard. I like that one.
This will link up the belly wall with the glutes, and without allowing her to get false hip extension.
Oh, this is way easier.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
odd.
Good. Push me up. Push me. Come on. Up, 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 up. Good. Slowing the way down. Now breathe. Up, 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 up. Hot. Pause. Deep breath in the nose, out the mouth. In the nose, out the mouth. Good.
Wow.
So that one will link up the glutes pretty well. It'll turn up the volume. You smell that?
What is it?
The rock cooking glutes.
You're so annoying.
So that's a really simple way to do it. Again, if you lose the ball, you've lost the game. So don't lose the ball. That is
a good one.
Option
Use
2.
a bigger ball.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, most people can't get it all the way up. That's okay. And what it does combat though is rather than doing just standard bridges and that tend to really activate the hip or the hamstring and the quad a lot more, this one targets a little bit more into the glute because it doesn't allow those muscles to help out quite as much because it gets that belly active.
Heck yeah.
So next is we're going to do Stanley Touches, right?
Yeah, we can do it right here.
But I like Stanley.
Okay, he wants to show you guys his Stanley.
Okay. All right, so we'll do a Stanley Touch. Stanley is our office mascot. We'll just zoom in on Stanley. He's a really good cue to use, and so Stanley likes to surf the stars and search for donuts, apparently. And so Don's going to show a basic Stanley Touch. And so we'll show from the side first. Is if we're going to target in the right glute, by the way, you guys will probably do both. And so she's going to step back from Stanley and then off to the side. So she has to reach across her body. There you go. So that might be a little too far to the side, but we'll see what happens. And so she's trying to reach long to touch Stanley. Come on, get him, get him, get him. Good. So you're doing a pretty good job of this. Not everybody can go this far. And so this is like a standing bird dog exercise almost. And so notice that she's getting really long through the back leg. And so the further she has to reach across her body, usually the better the balance gets. And so we call them Stanley Touches for this exact reason. Touch him on that little, his walk down. Okay?
That really targets the booty.
You got that booty working, huh?
Yes.
Okay. So cool. So Stanley Touches. Go ahead. Again, Stanley Touches are like they're kind of like, what they're really called is single leg patterning or single leg deadlifting, basically. We don't have a weight involved with it, but single leg glute work is really important for knee health. Now, what if that skin rolling worked?
So if the skin rolling worked, what we're doing when we are grabbing on the skin like that is we're really just, like, simply put, we are just affecting the nerves that supply the skin there. And so sometimes if those nerves are affected and they're irritated or mad, you can feel pain anywhere along where they supply. And so if grabbing on the skin helped, it's not necessarily the muscle attachment area on the Pes Anserine. It could be a nerve-related issue, and we should trace that up to its main source, which is the low back, and make sure that it's not originating from there first before we dive into just treating it locally.
Yeah, and if you go back to some of the research on referred pain, the knee locally itself, if it's only here, there is a strong possibility that we're probably looking at just actual knee Pes problem or something else going on with the knee. But if you have anything up the thigh, like if it feels like, like the thigh is a little bit tight, or like your hip flexors are tight, or your hamstring, like the probability is this is probably all coming from the spine. Whether you have spine pain or not, it doesn't matter. And it's not like it's a serious thing. It's just if you only treat it like a knee, if you only treat it like a Pes Anserine, then it probably won't get better. And if you treat it from the spine, you'll get better quicker than you ever thought possible. Do we have videos on this from the spine component? Do we have that?
I don't know if we do.
If you
We're going to.
Go onto our channel, and there at the top of the search bar. And if you don't know where our channel's at, just the little subscribe button will take you there. Just hit it, and then you get to search every video we've ever made throughout time, including I think there's one with my boat engine running very smoothly.
I was gonna say, or with your your soul patch.
Oh yeah, there's a soul patch in there too. So
I laugh at those ones.
Those are good videos, very old.
One thing to note, I think, is maybe some of these might be too advanced for now. If you're trying to perform some of them and you're still having pain, we may need to think about regressing you. And that's something that you would want to reach out to us for, as far as how to guide you into regressing first before we move into some of this stuff.
Good call. Every corrective exercise there's progressions and regressions, and none of them should duplicate the problem. It should just be effort in other areas. We're just shifting around load and teaching your body how to move pain-free before we do more advanced things. So this is basically step 1 and 2 stuff that we did today, but there's all the way through steps 3 and 4 to really make it so you guys can return to full function. Did we talk about email?
info@p2sportscare.com is our email. You can shoot us an email, let us know if some of this did or didn't work for you, or if you want help and more guidance into where to go from here. Some of this stuff is just simple tools you can use at home, but is not an end-all be-all. It can help reduce pain, but it is not the end of the road as far as journey and long-term success. We are located in Huntington Beach, California, so you can come and visit us in office. That is the best approach. But if you are somewhere where you can't come and see us in office, we have options of online programs or virtual video chats as well. So just shoot us an email or give us a call, and we'd love to kind of brainstorm with you what you think would be best for you.
Cool. See you guys next time.